general overall market, what it did this week, everything that's going on. Talk about different stocks that I find interesting at these particular levels. And just kind of recap the overall week, what happened this week in stocks. S&P 500 VOO up over 1% this week. So I'll take it. A winning week is better than a non-winning week, especially since the market topped in last November. There's been a lot of selling. There's no other way around it. SoFi stock down about 1.5% this week. There's a lot of stocks that were down this week and the last several weeks. Palantir stock, another stock I really like, has been destroyed over the last several months. It's crazy. Year to date down 20%. From those highs back in November, stocks down around 35%. Stock market investors, right? So Palantir starting to look pretty juicy as well. So is Mr. Softy, Microsoft. They've been getting decimated the last several weeks, guys. Crazy. It was over $540 back in late October of last year. Absolutely wild. From peak to trough where we're at now, the stock is down almost 27%. That is a wild number, investors. Down 27%. It's crazy. But it is what it is, right? So we got to kind of fix our portfolios accordingly. But there are lots of stocks I like. Chewy's another stock that I like. Actually had a nice week this week, up about 7.5% for Chewy stock. The online pet retailer, they have great customer service, down 35% over the last 6 months. But Chewy is getting very interesting at these levels, in my opinion. The lowest it's been in the last calendar year. It hasn't been this low ever in the history. I mean, the stock was $113 at one point, down 76%. What's up, Mamie? What's going on? Welcome to the chat. We're just talking the overall stock market this past week and some stocks that I'm looking at. DraftKings is another stock that's been down a lot over the last several weeks and months. Actually, over the last 6 months, DraftKings stock is down 51%, guys. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in a DraftKings stock. Year to date, the stock is down 38%. If you're new to the channel, my name's Jay, host of Jason Amaral Talks Finance. If you want some stock market videos and some stock market tips, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. I'm definitely interested in DraftKings at this level. I really am. Yeah, Kathy Wood has been selling DraftKings, but she has known to sell the bottom. Yeah, I actually read something about XRP today where their efficiency is a lot better than Bitcoin's electronically, right? So the whole platform I was reading only costs like $75,000 to like man the whole platform energy-wise, and Bitcoin's like $10 billion or something outrageous. So we could see crypto in general kind of trades together, right? So Ethereum is the most interesting to me at these levels, right? What's up, Coin Average? Welcome to the chat. Ethereum's been getting obliterated. It's wild to see the down draw from Ethereum. But I think when there's blood in the streets, it's time to feast, guys, especially with crypto. And talking about crypto, what also makes a lot of sense is Robinhood stock, right? Robinhood trades very, very congruently with the overall crypto markets. Back in August of 2025, Ethereum was almost $5,000 a coin, and it's down 60%. So whenever crypto hits that 50% down draw threshold, that's kind of where I'm looking to add a little bit, guys. And I'm starting nibbling. I think I'm buying about $100 in crypto every week and just dollar cost averaging in. It was at 5,000 bucks per Ethereum coin. I own a couple coins. I would love to get a couple more, to be honest. I would like to get around 10. If it gets up to 5 grand again, sell that for a nice little gain. Ethereum, I just like Ethereum's use case. I like their network. It says BitMine buys a record 45,000 Ethereum coins. It could be getting to a point where Ethereum is just too good to pass up. It hasn't been trading this low since back in the beginning of 2025. Over the last 5 years, we've seen rockets up. It seems like 4,600 is kind of where it's been. It can't get over that hump to be $5,000 a coin. And it went from 4,600 down to about 1,200, 1,500 per coin for Ethereum, guys, and then shot up huge back to that $4,000 per coin range. I think Ethereum could be a very interesting play over the next couple of years, depending on how the overall macro environment. I think there's going to be a little bull run coming with Trump's tariffs getting shut down by the Supreme Court. I think that's a good thing for the stock market. I think it's a good thing for overall consumers. So I think we could see a little bit of a jump in the stock market as we push towards the summer, guys. So that makes a lot of sense to me. And remember, Bitcoin's trading at $67,000 per coin, which is wild. Over the last year, we peaked 124,000. So we're down almost 50% stock market investors on Bitcoin. Definitely some stocks circling. Symbiotic is another stock I'm interested in adding at these levels. Ticker symbol SYM. They're an artificial intelligence that kind of works in warehouses or like moving products through. It's like an automated warehouse systems. I love SoFi at these levels, guys. Anything under $20 per share, I think is a buy long term for SoFi. And institutions just continue to add. They really do. We went from 54% institutional ownership on SoFi to up almost 58% in the last week and a half. So retail is selling their shares, and these institutions are stepping in. I just put out a video today. Vanguard and BlackRock are adding to their positions as well. So for me, I want to follow what the big dogs are doing. I think S&P 500 inclusion is not far away for SoFi. Of course they do. That's a part of the game, unfortunately, right? So what they do is they tell you, they have their analysts downgrade the stock. Retail freaks out and sells. And then behind the scenes, you start to see that these companies are buying more shares. So right now, institutions own 732 million shares of SoFi. That's about 58% of the float, right? And we could see that institutional ownership is at the highest level of shares that it's ever been. So take that information and do what you want with it, but the proof is in the pudding, right? 700 million shares owned by institutions is a wild number, guys. And I do think over the long term that if you're going to buy SoFi under 20 bucks per share, I think before the end of the year, we'll definitely be back to where we were at 32 bucks. And that's 40% upside from where we're at right now. Just to get back to $32 from 18, 19 bucks is 40, 50% upward move, right? So say we're at $19, 10% of that, add that on, and then that's where we're at, right? It's crazy to think that where we're at right now in that $19 range from where we were at, I mean, if it goes up 10 bucks per share, I'm not sure if it's going to happen in March. Usually it takes a little bit longer than people think to get included in the S&P 500, but with Anthony Noto's history of working with Goldman Sachs and all these people, it very well could get there sooner rather than later. And maybe some of these companies are hedging themselves for that potential run. So that makes a lot of sense that, I've been adding shares at these levels under $20 per share for SoFi. I think it makes a lot of sense. We see the institutions continue to add, right? I'm looking forward to seeing if we add some shares next week. Not too many buys today. We had one small buy. COVID's investment group increased their position by 156%. So they bought, right around 75,000 shares. Yeah, dig south. I'm kind of right there with you, buddy. If it happens in March or June, I'd rather this depressed stock price honestly go on a little longer so I could continue to add shares. I've been adding anywhere from 20 to 50 shares per week, depending on how the market trends. And I've been selling big blocks of covered calls, 10 here, 15 there. Yeah, I saw it got down in the 1870s into the 1860s, so I definitely think at these levels, it's a no-brainer, man. Like, it's only been 4 months where it was $32 a share. In 4 months, the stock almost getting cut in half. That's pretty wild, man. And the numbers are so good. If you go through their most recent earnings report, they crushed the earnings report. It was crazy, all the milestones that they hit. We just hit 700 million institutional owners, and they hit so many milestones in this most recent earnings report. It was remarkable. 37% year over year adjusted net revenue, $1 billion, guys, in net revenue. That's wild. They added 1 million new members in Q4 of last year. What? 1 million new members in one quarter? That's on pace for 4 to 5 million new members every year moving forward. If they could keep up these numbers, that's crazy. Adjusted earnings per share at 13 cents per share. You extrapolate that out over a year, 13 times 4. You're talking over 50 cents in earnings per share this year. Fee-based revenue, $443 million, up 53%. Yeah, LFG 1999. I tell people that all the time on the channel. The stock is not the company, and the company is not the stock. We've seen terrible companies' stock go up crazy, and we've seen for some time good companies get beat up, right? Microsoft is down 30% over the last couple of months. Is Microsoft a 30% worse company in the last 3 months? Absolutely not. So that's all short-term noise. And Buffett always was quoted saying, in the short term, it's a voting machine, the stock market. But in the long term, it's a weighing machine. That popularity kind of comes and goes, but quality companies can last for a generation, right? So that's kind of my mindset when I look at investments. Can this company weather the storm and come out on the other side? And I definitely think that they can. Record loan originations of $10.5 billion this quarter. Personal loan net charge-offs of 2.8% is down 57 basis points from a year ago. So that means less people are defaulting on their loans. So I love what's happening with SoFi stock. Tangible book value growth of $1.7 billion quarter over quarter to nearly $9 billion. I mean, SoFi is just a gangster when it comes to just coming up with great numbers quarter after quarter and year after year. I'm not sure about this whole stablecoin thing. I honestly don't know enough about it to talk to you guys about it in an intelligent manner. There's probably somebody else that knows a little bit more about it than I do. I think, could the stablecoin be the future? Possibly. But that's kind of out of my realm of competence. I don't really know a lot about it, to be honest. And pretty much, from my understanding, is it's just like transferring from one currency to another. And it makes it more affordable for them to send it across different platforms, and if you could do things cheaper and make more money top line and bottom line, I'm all for it, right? So for me, we'll see how that plays out. I'm honestly more worried about their quarter over quarter growth with members, and members are like turning into money. So if you take a look at the members in correlation to how much money they're making on the top line and the bottom line, they're turning the new members. They're not just a number where we're adding 1 million members and it's not turning into profits. It's kind of where we're at right now, where the company is doing really well and executing at a high level. And I'll take that any day of the week, guys. But all right, I'm done chopping it up for the night, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Just wanted to chat it up with you guys for a little bit before I hit the hay. We'll catch you on the next video.